Let's see how quick I can get this done. Hello, everyone. This is Detroit Mythros. I'm Matthew Brand. I'm trying to give you the truth between the lines. Here we go. It's my conspiracy theory that Zootopia is not about race. The movie is made to look very clearly about race, but in my opinion, if you look closer to the movie, you'll notice something about certain characters. The predators are usually doing financially better, right? They're in better positions or whatever. This is the issue of the movie, but they're minority. We do not have that real world equivalent here, right? It's not like our minorities have always been doing so much better than the majority that the majority would be so ticked off, right? Besides Obama, it's not like they have this huge minority overruling over the country, right? It's not like if you look at we don't Congress or whatever, it's majority black or whatever, maybe majority Democrats sometimes, majority Republicans sometimes. But moving on. However, if you flip that and made the predators, financially successful, maybe they were financially predatory, then now it makes sense because people who are more aggressive, more disagreeable, they tend to make more money than people who are agreeable, people who do go around with the crowd. And what do you call people who go around with the crowd and are more agreeable and, kind of listen to as they are told? You usually call them sheep. And I know if you watch, if not watch, but if you're familiar with like secret society teachings, some of them, not all of them, sometimes they refer to characters as certain things. You have wolves, foxes, sheep, and lions. Those are four of the main references, right? The wolves, they are predator like out to get you, right? And who was out to get the characters, right? Who were the perpetrators who was actually kidnapped? And when you looked at it, it was the wolves. Were they the bad guys? No, they were following orders, but they were the ones out like who were the real kidnappers. Two, who else, was there in the movie? The fox, right? The fox is a predator. He is being sneaky. He is tricking people. However, if you actually look at the movie, he is not their equivalent of a drug dealer. He is a hustler. He's also has all his papers are legit. But what is he in trouble for? That everybody is that what law is he breaking that he's scared to go to prison over? He didn't pay his taxes. Who are accused of getting a lot of money but not paying their taxes? The wealthy, right? Are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%. They are looked at as skating by on the system, not paying their taxes, taking advantage of people. The other guy didn't even want him in the door. Now, I don't want to say that this has nothing to do with race. Somebody who wrote this could have been looking at a particular race. But when we watch the movie, we often look at it as they're talking about black people, right? We don't look at it as they're talking about like some wealthy, and I'm not going to name names, right? I'm not going to give certain examples. I'm just saying we're not looking at them in that light. But I'm just going to stick to the economics for now. Like, I don't want to get into any type of racial stuff because I think the movie is more leaning towards the economic predatory factors in general. Now, here's the deal. Are the predators bad in the movie? No. The otter or whatever he is a flower salesman, but he has a business. The jaguar, I think it was the mouse thing, shrew. I don't know what that thing was, but he was not a yeah, he was a gangster. He was like a mob. He had a lot of control, power, a bunch of bears working under him. But he didn't even hurt anybody out of just no reason. So when you go through all that, you notice that they're not actually saying that the predators are bad. They're saying that the predators are good. The people who don't like it are the sheep, the people who, get told what to do, has to listen, who listen and believe. They believe because they're the majority, right? That they should decide what's going on with, they should be in charge. Don't we have that kind of thing going on in our society right now? Think about it. The sheep will be the lower, right? The people who aren't making a bunch of money, the people who listen and do as they're told. They feel almost like they want socialism. There's a lot of them who are crying for socialism, and they trick Judy, who's the young naive rabbit, right? The young naive bunny who doesn't know any better into pointing fingers. And we have a lot of this. They're pointing fingers, pointing fingers. Look at when we have this, we know whenever there's a tragedy, they jump up and pull up who the kids. It's really like, even though the tragedy may have happened to the kids, even though, like, kids may have been, harmed or, whatever, but sometimes they're not. And they'll bring up the kids and be like, what do you think should happen? And then, rile up the kids, and the kids should have a voice. And yeah, it's not saying that kids shouldn't be allowed to speak, but they're kids. They're not, haven't been around enough to know the consequences of, certain actions. And that's what happened with Judy. She said something and did not know the consequence of certain actions. So in reality, this movie is actually speaking to why that mindset is bad. Like, when you kick out all the people who are, rich or predatory or whatever, it doesn't always mean they're bad. The cheetah, he was soft. All those soft they were blue collar workers, right? You had that whole garden of people, right? The yak, the elephant, the whatever. They were all, I think, they were all in that thing doing soft stuff. They wouldn't really consider them, aggressive or whatever. So the sloth, right? The sloth was in there. I don't know if they consider a sloth a predator or not. I think the sloths are leaf eating, but look, they were lazy. They were slow at their job. That was, yes, it was a joke about the DMV, and everybody has jokes about the DMV, but, and they made them literally sloths. But what is that? That's a government job. It's almost as if the film itself was advocating for a different type of system, or just advocating for why we have the system the way we have it. Because when you have government stuff, right? What happened with what was he, a water buffalo? I could be wrong. Judy's boss, right? He did not want her on the force. Government job, right? Inefficient, not going well. And it displayed, real world things going on. A lot of the sheep, right? The people who aren't, who get pushed into certain directions, they feel like, oh, we should be in charge. We should be doing everything. And that's not saying it's not, but in Zootopia, it didn't seem like a monarchy to me. If they wanted to be in charge, why didn't they just run to be in charge? But if you looked at it as like economics, right? I mean, hey, it's just a theory. You let me know what you think. All of the like 2 people who are going to see this. If you make it to the end of the video. Video. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good day.